The NautiStyles vs. Bering Yachts saga, the ultimate legal and technical breakdown. So, the legal battle that threatened to sink the reputation of one of the world's most famous yachting couples, well, it didn't end with a gavel strike or a public apology. Instead, it ended with a silent, digital filing in the dead of winter. On Christmas Eve 2025, while the rest of the world was, focused on the holidays, a legal bombshell quietly hit the North Carolina dockets. The lawsuit between Angeles LLC, that's NautiStyles, and Bering Yachts was dead. Not just paused, not just postponed, but permanently terminated. Now, after months of deafening silence, the questions have been piling up. What does dismissed with prejudice actually mean for Project Adamas? Why did Victoria and Rico go completely dark for so long? Did one side win and the other lose? What exactly did the settlement statement reveal? Is the Bering 82 actually top-heavy and unsafe like the critics claimed? Why did that welding look so rough in the construction videos? What restrictions are NautiStyles under now? And most importantly, when will Adamas finally launch? This is the ultimate yachtverse breakdown. Every question, every answer. From the legal warfare, to the engineering controversies, to the statements that finally broke the silence. So let's dive in. The legal dismantling. What just happened? What was the specific legal filing that ended the case? Okay, so on December 24th, Victoria, Chalaya, and Rico Stoll's legal team filed a notice of voluntary dismissal with prejudice. Now, under Federal Rule 41A, a plaintiff can unilaterally withdraw their lawsuit at any time before trial. By filing this, NautiStyles effectively told the court, "We are done. Stop the clock. Case closed." And this wasn't a judge's ruling or jury verdict, right? This was NautiStyles themselves pulling the plug on their own case, which, is a move that only makes sense when something significant happened behind closed doors. What does with prejudice actually mean for Project Adamas? So in law, with prejudice is basically the nuclear option. It's the legal death sentence for a claim. It means this case is over forever. NautiStyles cannot refile this lawsuit against Bering Yachts based on these same construction delays ever again. They can't change their minds in 6 months. They can't discover new evidence about the same issues and sue again. They can't, wake up one morning and decide they were wrong to settle. Think of it this way. Dismissing without prejudice is like hitting pause on a video game. You can resume anytime. With prejudice means you've deleted your save file, uninstalled the game, and thrown your console in the ocean. It's over. This gives Bering Yachts total finality. The threat is gone permanently. Did one side win and the other lose? Well, technically no, and that's actually the most revealing part. The filing explicitly states that each side will bear their own costs and fees. In a standard courtroom loss, the loser pays the winner's legal bills. And in a multi-million-dollar yacht dispute, those bills can easily exceed, $200,000 to $300,000. By agreeing that everyone pays their own way, it signals one thing: negotiated settlement. This is the hallmark of a deal struck in conference rooms, not courtrooms. Both parties wanted out, and concessions were almost certainly made behind closed doors that we'll never see. No admission of fault, no public victory, just a mutual agreement to stop fighting. What does this mean for the fans who followed every twist? So for the hundreds of thousands who watched every video, analyzed every court filing, and debated in YouTube comments, this anticlimactic ending might feel like getting to the season finale, only to find the last episode missing. There's no dramatic courtroom showdown, no public vindication, no winner declared on the courthouse steps. But here's the reality check. Only about 2 to 3% of civil cases ever see a courtroom. The other 97 to 98%? They settle quietly, exactly like this one. The real drama happened in lawyers' offices over Zoom calls we'll never see, with terms locked behind NDAs that will, never be public. The NautiStyles blackout. Why the silence? Why did Victoria and Rico go completely dark for months? Remember those early Naughty Guys videos where they documented, every construction visit, every concern, every detail? Then suddenly, nothing. One of the biggest frustrations for NautiStyles' massive fan base was the information blackout. After being vocal about their concerns with Bering's construction timeline and quality, they went radio silent. No updates, no hints, no casual mentions. Complete media silence for months. Now, this wasn't abandonment. It was legal survival. In high-stakes litigation, every single thing you say publicly becomes discoverable evidence. Every YouTube comment, every Instagram story, every casual remark in a video. If Victoria had made an offhand comment criticizing Bering's welding in a video 6 months ago, well, Bering's lawyers could weaponize it to claim defamation. If Rico had speculated about Bering's cash flow problems, they could face counterclaims. Their lawyers almost certainly told them, say nothing, post nothing, do not engage. Let the legal process run its course. It's the same playbook used in every high-profile dispute, from, celebrity divorces to corporate warfare. The silence was strategic, not accidental. What have NautiStyles finally said about the resolution? So following the dismissal, the couple released this carefully crafted statement. We can confirm that there have been important updates in this matter. We've reached a mutual resolution with Bering Yachts, and on the 24th of December, we formally dismissed our lawsuit. We're looking ahead with optimism and are excited for what 2026 has in store for Adamas. Let's decode this corporate speak. Mutual resolution equals we settled. Money, concessions, or both changed hands. Looking ahead with optimism equals we got something we wanted in the deal. Excited for what 2026 has in store for Adamas equals the yacht is still happening. This is, the biggest tell. If the deal had fallen apart completely, if NautiStyles had walked away from the build entirely, the statement would have said something vague like, exploring new opportunities, or moving forward with other projects. Instead, they specifically mention Adamas by name, which strongly suggests the yacht build is moving forward under new terms. What can't they say? Almost certainly, there's a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA, attached to this settlement. Standard settlement NDAs typically prohibit discussing the financial terms of the settlement, publicly criticizing the other party, revealing specific concessions or changes to the contract, disclosing any admission of wrongdoing or, lack thereof. The most likely scenario? Bering agreed to accelerate construction, provide financial credits for delays, upgrade certain systems, or offer some combination of these concessions. In exchange, NautiStyles agreed to drop the lawsuit, sign an NDA, and avoid publicly trashing Bering's reputation going forward. Both sides got something. Both sides gave something up. That's how settlements work. What does this mean for future Naughty Guys content? This is what many subscribers are wondering. Will we see more construction updates? Can they show the build process? The answer depends entirely on the NDA terms. Some settlement agreements allow content creation but prohibit any criticism of the builder whatsoever. Others require complete media blackout until delivery. Others might permit positive progress update content but ban behind-the-scenes construction details. The fact that their statement says they're excited for what 2026 has in store suggests they negotiated for some level of content freedom. But expect a dramatic tone shift, from accountability and concerns to celebration and gratitude. Technical debunking, stability, welding, and engineering reality. Is the Bering 82 actually top-heavy and unsafe? Okay, so this question exploded across social media during the construction updates. The internet absolutely erupted, with armchair naval architects claiming the design was fundamentally flawed. Comments ranged from dangerously tall, to will capsize in rough seas, to basic physics says this can't work. The science says otherwise. The Bering 82 uses hybrid construction specifically designed to keep the center of gravity low. Hull, heavy A36 marine-grade steel, acts as ballast. Superstructure, 5083 aluminum alloy, 1/3 the weight of steel. By building the heavy steel hull deep in the water with a 2.07 meter, that's about 6 feet 9 inches, draft and using lightweight aluminum above the waterline, Bering achieves the same physics principle that keeps oil tankers stable. Keep the weight low and the superstructure light. The yacht looks top-heavy when sitting in a dry dock because you're seeing the iceberg without water. Once launched, the deep steel hull displaces 160 metric tons of water, creating enormous stability. The engines, fuel tanks, 22,863 liters of diesel, water tanks, batteries, and mechanical systems are all positioned in the lowest part of the vessel. How do we know it's actually stable? So every commercial yacht of this size undergoes formal stability calculations according to international maritime standards. Naval architects use sophisticated software to model the vessel's behavior in various sea states, calm to storm conditions, different loading conditions, full fuel, empty fuel, full provisions, etc. Emergency scenarios, flooding, grounding, collision. Wind healing moments, basically how far the boat tilts in strong winds. Passenger and cargo loading variations. The Bering 82 design isn't experimental. Multiple hulls of this model have been built and are currently operating worldwide. If there were fundamental stability issues, they would have surfaced in sea trials, stability tests, or, worst case, actual incidents at sea. There are no records of Bering 82 hulls experiencing stability problems. Why does it look so ridiculously tall compared to traditional trawlers? Because it's designed for a completely different purpose and lifestyle. Traditional trawlers were built for commercial fishing, low profile for stability while hauling nets, minimal windage, crew quarters that were functional but, Spartan. The Bering 82 is a luxury expedition yacht designed for extended cruising with modern amenities and comfort. Those unnecessary extra decks provide flybridge with 360-degree panoramic views for piloting and entertaining, multiple guest cabins with full standing headroom and ensuite bathrooms, proper galley and salon with residential-level ceiling heights, storage for tenders, water toys, dive equipment, and expedition gear, technical spaces for water makers, generators, HVAC systems, and advanced electronics. You cannot have these luxury features while maintaining the squat utilitarian profile of a 1960s fishing vessel. The design is a compromise between ocean crossing capability and onboard comfort, and the aluminum superstructure is precisely how modern builders make that compromise work safely. Why did the welding look so rough and messy in construction videos? Okay, so this is where YouTube experts did the most damage to public perception. Viewers saw rough, irregular welds in NautiStyles construction update videos and immediately jumped to conclusions. Poor quality. Dangerous. Amateur hour. This is why they're suing. What they actually saw was tack welding. Small temporary spot welds used to hold metal plates in precise alignment before the real structural welding happens. These tacks function like pins in fabric before you sew it. They keep everything positioned correctly while the skilled welders come through and lay down continuous, inspected, code-compliant structural seams. The process works like this. Tack welding. Quick spots to hold plates in position. Structural welding. Continuous seams meeting classification standards. Inspection. Third-party surveyors verify weld quality. Fairing. Thick epoxy filler applied over all welded seams. Sanding. Fairing compound sanded smooth. Painting. Multiple coats of marine-grade paint system. You never see the raw steel welds on a finished superyacht. It's like criticizing a house's framing before the drywall, plumbing, electrical, and finishing work is complete. Of course it looks rough. It's not done yet. The viewers who criticized the welding were essentially looking at a construction site and expecting a finished product. That's not how yacht building or, any construction works. Are there legitimate quality concerns with Bering builds? To be fair and balanced, yes. Like any semi-custom builder operating at this scale, some Bering owners have reported issues with fit and finish details on interior joinery and cabinetry, electronics integration and system commissioning complexity, paint and gel coat application on aluminum surfaces, delivery timeline accuracy, almost universal in yacht building. But these are cosmetic and scheduling issues common across the entire mid-tier yacht industry. They are not structural or safety concerns. They're the growing pains of a builder trying to scale production while maintaining quality standards. Most can be addressed during warranty work or the final punch list process before delivery. The lawsuit was about delays and contract terms, not about the yacht being inherently unsafe or poorly engineered. What happens next? The road to launch. When will Adamas actually hit the water? That's the multi-million-dollar question. Literally. The settlement agreement almost certainly includes a revised completion schedule with specific milestones and, penalties for missing them. But those details are locked behind the NDA. Based on typical Bering 82 construction timelines and assuming work resumes immediately, or continues without further delays. 3 to 4 months. Systems installation and integration. Engines, generators, plumbing, electrical. 2 to 3 months. Interior fit-out. Cabinetry, flooring, fixtures, furnishings. 1 to 2 months. Commissioning and testing. Firing up all systems. Debugging. 1 month. Sea trials and punch list completion. Best case scenario. Late spring or early summer 2026. Realistic expectation. Fall 2026. What to watch for. If NautiStyles starts posting construction update videos again, that's your signal that work has genuinely resumed under the new agreement and the settlement is, holding. Will NautiStyles document the rest of the build journey? This is what their audience desperately wants to know. The Nauti Guys channel was built on transparency, showing the real, unfiltered build process with all its challenges. Given that NautiStyles' entire brand is built on this transparency and the yacht build journey, they almost certainly negotiated for maximum content freedom during the settlement. But expect the tone to shift dramatically from holding builder accountable to excited about progress and can't wait to launch. The critical YouTube videos about delays and quality concerns? Those might stay up as a record, but future content will likely be all sunshine, gratitude, and excitement about the journey ahead. What lessons does this teach other yacht buyers? Several expensive lessons emerged from this saga that every prospective yacht owner should pay attention to. 1. Contract terms are everything. Victoria and Rico's ability to even file suit depended entirely on what was written in their build contract. Future buyers should hire maritime attorneys, not general lawyers, but specialists in yacht construction contracts, to review agreements before signing. 2. Document everything obsessively. The lawsuit likely succeeded in forcing a favorable settlement because NautiStyles had extensive photo and video documentation of the build's progress, or lack thereof. Most buyers don't have a YouTube channel providing this level of evidence. You need to create your own documentation system. 3. Physical presence matters. Absentee owners who never visit the build site often get the worst results. Builders know who's paying attention and who isn't. Regular site visits keep builders honest and accountable. Victoria and Rico made multiple trips to Turkey. That presence mattered. 4. Research the builder's financial health. Before signing a multi-million-dollar contract, buyers should investigate. How many boats does the builder have under contract? Are they bonded or insured against bankruptcy? What recourse do you have if they go under mid-build? Who owns the partially completed hull if things go wrong? 5. Budget for massive delays. In the yacht building industry, on-time delivery is the exception, not the rule. Build in financial buffers and timeline flexibility. If your builder promises 18 months, plan for 24 to 30 months. If they promise 24 months, plan for 36. This isn't pessimism, it's realism. 6. Consider performance bonds or escrow arrangements. These financial protections can safeguard your deposit and progress payments if a builder encounters difficulties. They add cost and complexity, but they can save you from catastrophic losses. The bigger picture, what this means for the yacht industry. Does this lawsuit change anything? In the immediate sense, it changes everything for NautiStyles and Bering. But in the broader yacht industry, it's a wake-up call. Custom yacht building operates in a gray area between contract law, maritime law, and international jurisdiction. Many buyers don't realize that when they sign a build contract with a Turkish shipyard, they're navigating complex legal territory. This case demonstrates that buyers have legal recourse when builders fail to meet contractual obligations. Documentation matters in disputes. Thank you, YouTube. Settlements are the norm, not courtroom battles. NDAs protect both parties, but leave the public in the dark. Social media changes the game. This lawsuit played out partially in public view. For other builders, this is a reminder that clients are more informed, more connected, and more willing to fight than ever before. The days of telling a client it'll be ready when it's ready and expecting them to just accept it are over. For other buyers, this is validation that holding builders accountable is possible and necessary. The bottom line, what this all means. So the era of the NautiStyles lawsuit is over, but the era of the Adamas is just beginning. Whether she launches as a stunning masterpiece or a constant reminder of a fractured partnership, well, that depends entirely on what happens over the next 6 to 12 months. But one thing is crystal clear. Both parties desperately wanted this fight to end. The Christmas Eve filing wasn't random timing. It was a deliberate choice to close this chapter before the new year, allowing both parties to start 2026 with a clean slate. Bering avoids a public trial that could have exposed uncomfortable details and generated negative publicity. NautiStyles gets to move forward with their dream yacht, presumably with financial compensation, accelerated timelines, upgraded systems, or, some combination of these concessions. For the fans and followers who have been on this emotional roller coaster, the lack of a dramatic courtroom conclusion might feel deeply unsatisfying. There's no Perry Mason moment, no judge's final ruling, no public vindication for either side. But in the world of high-stakes yacht construction, a quiet settlement is often the best possible outcome for everyone involved. It means both sides got something they needed. It means the project can move forward. It means Adamas might actually sail someday. The real verdict won't be written in a courthouse. It will be written on the open ocean when, and we hope it's when, not if, Adamas finally sets sail with Victoria and Rico at the helm, exploring the world they've dreamed about for years. And when that moment comes, you can bet every second will be captured on camera for the hundreds of thousands watching to see if this story gets its happy ending. Because in the end, this isn't just about a lawsuit or a yacht. It's about a dream that refused to die, a couple that refused to give up, and a journey that's far from over. The legal battle is done. The real adventure is about to begin.